See, hold on. Get everything right. I gotta do all the behind the scenes stuff. My microphone still didn't. Next time we get the microphone. Oh my goodness. Hold on, y'all. What? Man, they tripping. Yuck my ass. What they talking about on block phone? What they talking about? Excuse me, y'all. So yeah, yo. Realize we about to get to the bottom of everything because we want to get to the bottom of this so-called quote unquote shut down. Let's talk about that on the live today. You feel me? Let's talk about that on the live. Let me see if I can pull some stuff up. You know, educate myself. You know, I'm gonna see what's the word. I'm gonna see what's the word. Let's check out Google News. Funding measure doesn't. 16 minutes ago, they just were talking about it. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Okay, I am recording. And going live. I need to save this screenshot right here. That's gonna be my wallpaper. Ooh. Hold on. I think I'm gonna get a better picture. Like that. Cool. So yo, let's get to the bottom of it, man. Let's get to the bottom of this, man. What's going on with America, man? It's supposed to be home of the rich and famous, man. What's going on, man? I got another podcast I want to talk about with the 50,000 evictions going on in California. In a minute, son. I'll let you play with it. I think the battery might be dead. One thing at a time. I gotta set it up. I can't set it up right now. Play with the thing computer real quick while I'm doing my live streaming right now because this is some important, this some real deep stuff that's going on. I feel like this is one of the a real shutdown that all the other shutdown they talked about in the past ain't gonna be like this one. So what do y'all think? I really want to know the input of the people. What the people feel about this? What's going on? Uh, you know, forget what party. You know, you could be on whatever blue or the red. Feel me? Whether you blue or red, you know, I want to know how you feel about it. You know, what do it mean to you? Do it mean anything? You know, it definitely been feeling like it been shut down really already. You know what I'm saying? The brother can't get nothing. It's crazy. That's what I feel. The brother can't get nothing. Uh, so the brother got to make something out of nothing, like always. You know, to provide. You got to provide. Got to feed the streets. Got to feed. Got to feed everybody, man. You feel me? I need to. Whoop, whoop. So yeah. Man, these folks here is really crazy. I ain't even put a video up. Put that down. Give me that. Thank you. That circle. Yep. Shout out to Cheetah. Yeah, man. Shout out to Cheetah. He feeding the kids. Cheetah feeding the kids. Feel me? Them the sponsors of the video. Cheetah, the speed reader, Real Art. You feel me? All that. The sponsors of the video. Let me see. Anybody? You got any comments on what people might feel about this situation? Let me check the chat. Let me see. Let me check the chat. Yeah, and just pin that at the top. Can I pin it? Can I pin it? Man, I really wish TikTok was like this, because it probably is. Man, man, man. What a time we living in. What a freaking time. So yeah, I'm gonna keep the video rolling. I'm gonna keep it rolling. Let me see. Oh yeah, I gotta add that picture. G. Uh-huh. Let me see what the read some articles about the Google News. 9 minutes ago, the House passed funding measures as government shutdown looms. And these folks, they always writing bills for Ukraine and stuff.
House Democratic leadership says McCarthy is expected to advance a separate Ukraine aid bill.
Yeah, 9 minutes ago. Let's refresh the page. Biden is currently on standby to sign funding bill. These folks here, man, I got an old version. They got some new stuff just published. These folks is publishing stuff. This got to be AI. AI took these folks' job. They don't even say nothing about. Oh, they got some new. 2 minutes ago, Biden is currently on standby to sign funding bill. What Biden talking about?
President Biden is on standby at the White House right now to sign the short-term government funding bill as soon as it reaches his desk, a White House official said. Biden opted to stay in Washington this weekend, a rare occurrence, as a government shutdown had seemed almost inevitable even this morning. Officials said he spent much of the day in the Oval Office as he was briefed by senior advisors. He left the White House briefly earlier this evening to attend Mass.
Biden, he went to Mass. He went to the Mass. Okay? So, Mr. Biden going to the Mass. Feel me? That's what Biden is doing. He is going to the Mass. Can that be read? Can y'all read that? Hope y'all can. We on to the next part. What's up with these people?
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy speaks with members of the media alongside Majority Whip Representative Tom Emmer and Republican Conference Chair Representative Elise Stefanik following passage in the House of a 45-day continuing resolution on September 30th, 2023 in Washington, D.C. Nathan Howard Getty Images House Democratic leadership said in a statement Saturday that they expect House Speaker Kevin McCarthy to bring a separate Ukraine aid bill to vote when the House returns. This statement, signed by House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Democratic Whip Catherine Clark, Caucus Chair Peter Willer and Vice Chair Ted Lieu, said that the House needs to show renewing support for the valiant Ukrainian effort by voting on additional Ukraine aid. When the House returns, we expect Speaker McCarthy to advance a bill to the House floor for an up or down vote that supports Ukraine, consistent with his commitment to making sure that Vladimir Putin, Russia, and authoritarianism are defeated. We must stand with the Ukrainian people until victory is won, the statement said. This will be a key leverage if McCarthy needs the votes from his Democratic colleagues to survive a motion to vacate vote.
Man, how can you trust any kind of voting anything with this AI? AI can generate anything. It's crazy. How do I? Y'all let me change my thumbnail? Well, I guess I can't change the thumbnail right now. Maybe when I get off. Let's do it. They live. They is live.
Do you want to grow your YouTube channel? Do you want to earn more views?
Let's see what they talking about live, baby.
Live rolling unfiltered right now. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy speaking about the government shutdown.
100% cut across the board if you don't get it done by the end of the time. We have now found Senate has continued to do the same way. They have not passed one appropriation bill. The House, we passed 70% of the discretionary spending that we need. We need more time to get the job done. I do not believe our troops should be punished for not getting the job done in the House and the Senate. I do not believe the Border Patrol agents should be punished. I do not believe the American public should be punished. So I want to keep government open while we finish our job to secure the border. The president, he's been gone. He's been in California. He's been every place else. The one place he hasn't been at the border. He has gone to more dinners with Hunter Biden's business associates than he has to the border in 50 years. But what we're going to do now, because the Senate cannot act in time, government would shut down. The House is going to act so government will not shut down. We will put a clean funding stopgap on the floor to keep government open for 45 days for the House and Senate to get their work done. We will also, knowing what had transpired through the summer, the disasters in Florida, the horrendous fire in Hawaii, and also the disasters in California and Vermont, we will put the supplemental portion that the president asked for in disaster there too, keeping the government open while we continue to do our work to end the wasteful spending, end the wokeism, and most importantly, secure our border.
Did you get any assurances from any of the Republican holdouts that they will support this?
No, look, I have tried for 8 months. It took me a long time to finally get the appropriation bills on the floor. They were delayed. I tried yesterday with the most conservative stopgap funding bill you could find that secured our border, that cut spending, and I couldn't get 218 Republicans on. This will be on suspension. It takes a higher threshold. But what I am asking Republicans and Democrats alike, put your partisanship away. Focus on the American public. How can you, in good conscience, think of the men and women who volunteer to risk their lives to defend us, to say they can't be paid while we work out our differences? That is unfair. I cannot do that to our men and women in uniform. And so we're going to keep government open while we work our differences out and secure our border.
Do you worry about them trying to remove you?
You know what? If somebody wants to remove because I want to be the adult in the room, go ahead and try. But I think this country is too important. And I will stand with our military. I'll stand with our border agents. I'll stand with those that have to get their medicine from government as well. I think that's too important. We have done more than 70% of our job where the Senate has done nothing. The Senate can't even
What the data say?
Floor in time. We can.
I want to see the
what?
data.
If I have to risk my job for standing up for the American public, I will do that.
This requires 2/3 vote of the House. Have you talked to Jeffries or any Democrats about
Look,
it?
I talked to Hakeem yesterday. I talked to a number of Democrats yesterday. They kept, from a standpoint, they want to do Ukraine as well. I think that can happen a different day. I watched the Senate. They said, let's wait for the Senate. The Senate cannot bring us a bill before shutdown. They cannot. Government will shut down if we wait. I do not want that on our watch. I think this country is too important. I know the House has done their work. The Senate has not. The Senate hasn't passed one appropriation bills, and all of you have written these great raving stories about how great the appropriation process is going in the Senate. They tried all month. They said they could get something going here. They can't get anything to us. So you know what? I'll put the American people first. We will finish our job. I will keep the House in to keep working on our appropriation bills, get it done during that time, but the Senate better get their work done. And the border has got to get secure.
Mr. Speaker, if this bill goes down, is there a plan B?
Well, if this bill goes down, tell me, why do people want to have government shut down? That will be on those individuals.
It wouldn't just be because Democrats this bill goes down. You need Democrats and Republicans to vote for this bill.
That's right. That's right. So if Democrats want to shut the government down, they'd vote against this bill. Tell me what to argue if we're putting a stopgap measure with no politics in it that says we will continue funding government exactly it is right now for 45 days while we finish our job. The only thing that we'll do differently is those who have suffered through a flood, through a fire, and others, where the disaster money's not there, we'll make sure that disaster money's there so they don't get punished. It will look at our troops in the eye to say, yes, you don't have to worry about how you're going to make your rent. We're going to finish our job. We're going to secure our borders. We're going to look at the border agents that come back bloody, securing our country, and say, we don't want you in doing your job worrying about whether you're going to be able to make your car payment. We're going to do our job. We're going to be adults in the room, and we're going to keep government open while we solve this problem. Yes, and as we go through these approach bills, they are the most conservative approach bills that ever passed. You don't realize what we've even achieved. The FSOP bill is the first time a Republican majority has passed that appropriation bill in more than 16 years. We're achieving things. I do not want to stop that momentum of getting our job. That is the way we'll be able to secure our border. If we shut the government down, the border agents don't get paid, the border is even further wide open. The president wants to ignore this problem. We're not going to allow it. He wants to ignore governing. He's the president of the United States. What has he done about keeping government open? Well, I'll tell you this. We are putting something on the floor that will continue to pay our troops. And if he wants to lobby against it and tell Democrats to vote against it, then the shutdown is on him.
Who the shutdown going to be on? Who the face of the shutdown? Besides Biden.
The House Speaker Kevin McCarthy speaking there over on Capitol Hill just moments ago, saying they're going to continue working in attempts to try to prevent a U.S. federal government shutdown that could have wide-ranging impacts across the country, including the closure of many parks and millions of federal workers going without pay or could be put on furlough. We're heading to a quick commercial break. This is Live Now from Fox. We'll continue our coverage on the potential for the U.S. government shutdown here in the year 2023 in just 2 minutes.
I seen them run through the hole. I swear it's the loudest I ever seen, like, shoulder passing helmet. Cause listen, and all I hear is crack. And you ever, like, get frightened by noise?
Of course.
And I'm blocking somebody. I hear a crack. I was like,
So who the face of the shutdown?
President Trump, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Thank you.
Oh, he's back.
I want to dive right into this.
Oh, boy,
There
what
are a
was
number
that?
of things that make your campaign unprecedented. You are the first former president to run for re-election in more than 100 years. You are facing 4 indictments. You have an incredibly significant lead in the GOP primary. But I want to ask you this, Mr. President. Why do you want to be president again?
Well, it's a very simple answer. I can give it very easily. It's called Make America Great Again. Our country is in serious trouble. I don't think we've ever been so low in terms of certainly opinion, world opinion, and country opinion. People are devastated. They look at what's happening with millions of people coming in, millions of illegal immigrants coming into our country, flooding our cities, flooding the countryside. I think the number's going to be 15 million people by the time you end this. By the end of this year, I think the real number is going to be 15 million people. They come from prison, they come from mental institutions, insane asylums. They say, sir, please don't use that term, but it's true.
I'm gonna see they. That was it. You feel me? That was it.
Fears are swirling that Congress could be headed for its first government shutdown in years. Lawmakers have until Saturday to strike a deal to prevent a lapse in government funding. And
and there is not a deal in sight. Max Cohen, reporter for Punchbowl, joining us now. And so, Max, if this does happen, we hope it doesn't, what would be affected?
Yes, certainly federal workers would go without pay. That includes members of the military, and also federal programs might run out of funding, and that includes SNAP benefits, that includes some more food assistance programs for low-income individuals. So a lot would be affected. National parks would stay open most likely, but maybe some of the restrooms and other facilities would be closed. This would have wide-reaching impacts, but Medicare, Social Security, and Medicare would not be affected by this.
Gotcha. I'm so familiar with this story.
So Medicare won't be affected.
We talk about it all the time. But is there any truth to a bill that was floated that would penalize lawmakers if this shutdown actually happened?
Yeah, so that many actually lawmakers have been backing a bill like this, which would say, look, you know, if we don't do our job as federal lawmakers, which is pass a budget, keep this federal government open, we should be fine. We should go without pay ourselves.
What y'all doing?
Now, for me, I don't think this really has any sign of passing anytime soon. You know, Congress has already. And I think it's messaging, honestly. Politicians want to show, like, they want to be effective like other people. They want to show their constituents that they're not enjoying a shutdown.
You gonna play over here or go over this way?
Realistic chance of passing anytime soon.
So, Max, realistically, if there were to be a shutdown, how soon would people feel the effects? Is it immediately September 31st we're going to start seeing all this stuff happening? Or would there be sort of like a lag, maybe a month before we start seeing services like WIC and Social Security start to wane a little bit?
Yeah, good question about WIC. You know, WIC and SNAP, those are two food assistance programs. There are some discretionary funds available to those programs, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which oversees those, said they could last maybe a couple of days, maybe a week. But really, as you mentioned, the longer this stretches on, the harder the effects are going to be for people in society. And look, you know, Social Security is not going to be affected because they get their funds not every year; they get it through a different funding pool. So that won't be affected anytime soon. But what's going to go on is, if this stretches on, and we think it might, based on our reporting, there's not really a deal in place anytime soon, it's going to hurt.
It will. Max Cohen, thank you so much for Punchbowl. It is going to hurt. And, you know, the thing is, I think it further erodes the trust that people may have had already, eroding trust they had in government. If you can't get this done, let's just be real. Everyone talks about fund police and give them what they military. If this is
charging up, man.
Just say, let's do it for them. Right. You know, if you pick something, just say, let's do it for them. Let's do it for kids. Something. Okay, let's wait and see.
This is the richest country. What else?
I know. It is definitely disheartening, but we'll have to see what happens.
This is the richest country, but we're shutting down because we don't have any money.
Oh, man. Shutting down ain't got no money. So who got the money? Who got the money? If you shut down because they running out of money, who got the money? Huh? Me?
Yes.
I wish. I'm glad you think that. Your mama talking too much, huh? Your mama ain't not talking too much. Dad ain't got nothing over. Daddy got damn child support. They trying to take, they done took daddy license. You know the next step. You know the next step, huh? You know the next step?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna let him go. I ain't gonna let it get to the next step. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? They trying their best to put your boy back. I ain't gonna let it. I ain't make a song that. Now, hold on, let me play my beats now. I just thought of me a song. I just thought of a song, boy. You know, you telling that boy. You know, you telling that boy, you think of a song. Think of a, that's nasty. You took that, boy. The immune system gotta be. Go play. Go. Hook it up. Hook it up. What is it? Yeah, hook it up. It ain't gonna play because y'all on the same account. All right, They should have came back with a ruling right about now. Let's see. CNN got something every second. They got a good blog. Somebody, what to say? You made your bed by Kevin Sandler. Toss and turn. So are they gonna elaborate tomorrow? They gonna elaborate tomorrow? Oh, you not? You want PayPal? Alright, that's about a 30-minute episode, man. So, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Like, comment, subscribe. Let them know what you think.